Hello, hello, hello. It's January 14th, 2021. My name is JJ, and this is Bull Boom Bear Bust. Appreciate you joining me, and I apologize I did not get a report out yesterday. Usually we're Monday through Friday here, pretty consistent, but we had some family, let's say dentistry work that had to be done. So I'm glad to be back, and let's jump right into the news here. And the recent news about the jobless claims is a continuation of what we've basically been seeing over the past 4 years. All right, with markets continuing to rise, even though bad and devastating news continues to come out. Now, before the lockdown, shutdown, recession that began early 2020, there were many, many other indicators telling us that something bad was on the horizon. For example, the liquidity crisis in the banking system, the fact that banks got taken off of the reserve requirement for lending, so banks can now lend unlimited amounts of money without any money in reserves. And most of all, money is digital anyways, so we all knew it was headed in that direction, because even money that they say is in reserves is not actual money. In most cases, 90% of it is just digital characters on a screen or ones and zeros on a hard drive somewhere. Okay, but let me scroll up a little bit here. And let's take a look at the markets. In the green across the board, S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, 31,178 on the Dow. Oil, crude oil coming near $53. All right, and here's a headline basically that sums it up. Stocks increase as stimulus hopes rise after jobless claims disappoint. So what we have here is hope for stimulus. And we'll probably get it unless something big happens, which is going to change the direction of this. All right, but think about this. We are front-running the Fed. The markets are front-running the Fed. The markets, investors are basically front-running the issuance of debt and ever-increasing national debt and more borrowing and spending to fund this, what I would call a wealth delusion illusion. All right, you tell me. I'd like to hear from you down in the comments. How much longer can this continue before either one, they decide to purposely pull the rug out from under this, some banker somewhere in a back room, or two, before something throws a monkey wrench in this entire debt creation system. All right, now there seems to be this overconfidence that the new administration that's coming up is going to be more of the same, and even to a larger degree. More debt, more handouts and payouts. More programs, maybe debt forgiveness, we'll have to see. But here's another headline that tells the story. Dow rises 100 points. NASDAQ hits record as investors await Biden's stimulus package unveiling. You see, it's all about front-running the stimulus package. Right? So there's going to be more check, more payouts to the people, and the people are going to go spend it. So you better go buy the stocks of the companies that they're going to go spend it at. Go buy the Walmart stock. Go buy Amazon stock. Right? That's what the name of the game is right now. It's front-running the stimulus, front-running the debt, front-running the Fed. All right, it's not the game for me. I choose not to get in those stocks because there's other investments that have made 1,000% more returns than even those great stocks. And what I mean by great is those stocks saw good returns, but nothing compared to some of the other investments, and especially digital assets that you could have invested in at the right times. Now, it seems like people are not counting in the what-if scenario, and we've been talking a long time here about the what if, the possibilities, the unseen events that throw everything into chaos. And we've already seen a lot of things already happen that normally would have crashed the markets and caused a lot of panic. So in a fake manipulated market where endless liquidity is created out of thin air, things that happen in the real world don't affect it. Buildings burning, no effect on the markets. Unrest, no effect on the markets. Massive job loss, no effect on the markets. Wealth inequality, debt, despair for most Americans, no effect on the markets. Millions upon millions of people can't afford to pay their rent, mortgages, and they're several months behind. They'll never get caught up. It's impossible for millions of people. No effect on the markets. See, as long as they can continue to send out stimulus, the stimulus gets spent at the mega corporations, the stocks go up. The top 10%, especially the top 1%, are doing just fine. All right, but the things that we've seen so far are going to be escalating. I guarantee you the things you're going to see happen here in the near future are going to probably blow a lot of our minds. And I'm always cautious, and maybe overly cautious, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, as the saying goes, of the monkey wrench that brings the system down, that collapses the markets. Right? You've heard talks of a reset, and there's a lot of things happening right now that aren't actually discussed in the mainstream. But we need to position ourselves, in my opinion, position ourselves for something huge, some sort of major transformation. I'm not just talking about the upcoming transition into the new administration. I'm talking about something much, much larger. All right, the transition rather is one thing, but the transformation, I think we're all going to be shocked at what is going to be happening here. The new programs that are going to be implemented, the new ways the monetary system is going to be used. It's going to be a more, in my opinion, a more top-down control of everyone. And when you get the most of the population, and now a huge percentage of the population living paycheck to paycheck and dependent on payouts, you're going to get very few people rather to revolt against the system, or ask too many questions. As long as they get their paycheck, and maybe it's going to be UBI or maybe some other basic income program, all right, maybe free rent to infinity. We don't know what's going to happen, but big things are going to have to change, because this current market is at the end. Not just the market, this economy, this economic system is at the end of its current lifespan. We're talking about the fiat currency. All fiat currencies fail at some point. It's inevitable. The question is when, and how do we prepare? All right, here's another article that sums it up pretty well. Real Money, this is realmoney.thestreet.com. The market is anticipating another wave of liquidity. And it also goes on to say the bears have good arguments against this market, but the flood of liquidity overcomes them all. So what is more powerful than the central bank? So if the central bank is going to consistently have the markets back, or the Fed put is going to continue to be in play, then the game is to get in long and profit from the market pumping. All right, ride the bull. But in my opinion, there's very, very big things headed our way that very few people are talking about. All right, the global situation is not good right now. There's a lot of people that are fed up with a lot of different things. And so far, the shutdowns, have masked a lot of that. But we said it's going to come here to America. We reported on what was happening in different countries with people on the streets and social unrest. It's here. It's in America. People thought this would never happen. People thought that this was only third world country type of stuff. And will we go into hyperinflation like a Zimbabwe, like a Venezuela? Is the dollar immune from that? Is it the dollar almighty that nothing can touch it? Well, I don't think so. And I think we better prepare. That's going to be all for today, everybody. Let me know how you're doing down there, what you're doing to position yourself. What do you think about all this? Is it the Fed put to infinity? Should we all ride the bull? Or should we be cautious and continue to prepare? Because a lot of big changes are going to be happening here, and are going to continue to happen on top of what we already seen. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared, everybody. Bye for now. Peace.